clear for flight.
No funny business, okay? Ever wonder how the Crimson Fleet seems to be everywhere?
Looks like you've got some finds to clear up.
There were so many facilities abandoned after the colony.
Good. I'll take any stolen property or contraband you might be carrying, and we'll be done here.
Shift goes long again. Girl is gonna kill me.
Interesting. This district certainly provides evidence that Ryujin's influence has spread from their tower and out into the city.
Yeah? Buying, selling, or moving? Yeah? Well, then let me spell it out for you. You either walked into the TA to buy some goods, sell some goods, or have some liberated goods taken off your hands for a reasonable price. So, instead of wasting my... Now that's what I'm talking about. We both want to make some money, so what'll it be? Well, first of all, the outpost in Neon is hardly anything to be worried about. They have, what, like 4 men covering the entire city? Come on! And even if one of them got, I don't know, suddenly ambitious and put the heat on us, well, there are 2 ways to solve that problem. One way is to leave an unattended cred stick on the counter. The other is to give Sayoka a call. Either way, it's business for us, as usual. Always happy to take your money. find? Anything else? Make sure you bring it to me.
Private sector. Now that's where the real money's at.
왜 그러세요?
Welcome to Neon Tactical. All weapons are currently 0% off. I'm sorry, your inquiry is invalid. Neon Tactical deals in weapons and armor for use in combat, for paint, and home decor. Please visit the appropriate vendor. Frank Rennick is the proprietor of Neon Tactical. My primary function is security and protection. End query.
Looking to blow a hole in something? If you're here to buy, take a look around the shop. Just keep your hands where I can see them. Oh, I don't know. Stuff things in your pocket and run. Rob me at gunpoint. Shoot me in the head. I've survived on Neon far too long to take any chances. Good. Then just buy what you want and get out of here. If you don't like it, talk to Styx. He runs our, complaints department. That's more like it. You know, I'm sick and tired of people coming in here and treating Styx like he's some kind of sideshow exhibit. I mean, look at that graffiti they sprayed onto his chassis. If I could find the asshole who did that, I'd make him pay for the paint removal. I know you'll be surprised, but thanks to my sparkling personality, I don't exactly have the easiest time making friends. That means I spend a lot of time talking to Styx, and Model A robots, they're not really programmed for casual conversation. The net result is I end up talking to a machine and looking like I'm out of my mind. Hell, maybe I am. It's no big secret. I lost it fighting on the Freestar side during the Colony War. I was a ground pounder. Slogged it out in the trenches with the troops. And did pretty well, too. Until an EM weapon took out our transport. They pulled me out of the wreckage, but the damage was done. Honestly, I consider myself lucky. Most of the other soldiers died in the crash. I knew a guy a few years ago who ran up a hell of a tab with me. I'm talking thousands of credits, but at least he'd make regular payments. One day the payments stopped, so I tracked him down. Found out he got mixed up with an Aurora dealer and fell from the upper platform. Since I had a legit claim, the city awarded me his property, which amounted to the contents of a storage container. Guess what I found inside? Took me a few months to scrounge up the parts, but I'd say I did a pretty decent job getting Styx up and running. You'd do that? Huh. Okay. Maybe I misjudged you. Look, it doesn't take a genius to figure out that I'm not the most popular guy on the block. And that suits me fine. But this person took it too far, made it personal. I'm not about to let some delinquent hassle the only friend that I have. I appreciate the offer, but it isn't about the money. The lowlife that did this to my buddy calls himself Warlord. You can probably find him somewhere near Euphorica. Scare the crap out of this punk, and it'll teach all the Ebside lunatics that nobody messes with me and the Styx. Warlord's one of the Disciples, one of Neon's street gangs that claims it owns Ebside. A few years back, the gang tried to break in here and rob my place, but Styx put one of them down and sent another to Reliant on a stretcher. He and his buddies have been harassing me ever since, mostly by scaring away my customers and stealing my deliveries. Warlord still swears he'll get even with me, and he came pretty damn close when he somehow managed to disable Styx and sprayed him with paint. It feels like it's only a matter of time before he gets past Styx, and I'm done for. If you've got the credits, I've got what you need. The other day, Styx, I met a miner from Gazal.
I'm sorry. I did not understand your query. Please rephrase.
Oh, yeah, I didn't get her either. Not at first. But then I realized she wasn't a miner. She was a gold digger. How did I know? 'Cause all she ever wanted was mine. Get it? Yeah, you get it, Styx. You're laughing under that thing, I can tell.
I'm sorry. I did not understand your query. Please rephrase.
sometimes, Sticks, I wonder how things would have been different if I took a different path. Hey, fuck.
Hey there. Got the shakes, huh? Don't worry. Doc Manning will fix you up.
Is it that obvious? Yeah, haven't zoned in like a week. My whole body feels like it's crumbling.
Yeah. Coming down off Aurora isn't easy. Took me months to shake it off.
The doc, he isn't gonna, rat me out to anyone, right?
You kidding? No one cares if you're addicted to the stuff. Hell, that's what they want.
Well, if it worked for you, I hope it works for me. I'm sick of feeling this way when I can't get a fix. I'll just rest until the doc's ready to talk to me. Damn, I'm so cold. I never should have started messing
When
with
it gets
Aurora.
its hooks into you, Aurora
Big
never lets
mistake.
go.
Oh my goodness. Another poor soul. Alright. Tell me what happened to you. Is it an Aurora overdose? Something else, perhaps? Unfortunately, yes. You see, the more Aurora that a user absorbs, the more resistance their body builds up to its active ingredients. That means the user needs larger and larger doses in order to feel its full effect. Eventually, the doses get so incredibly large, the user's nervous system simply can't handle the overload. Oh. Well, that's quite unusual, but you're welcome here just the same. Since you're clearly a first-time visitor to Reliant Neon, I'd love to offer you a free checkup, but I'm afraid I'm dangerously low on supplies. Every day is a busy day here, but that isn't why I'm low on supplies. You see, I'm a bit at odds with the current administrator of Neon. His drug is turning the streets into a graveyard, and he doesn't seem to care. We've argued about it on more than one occasion, and all he's done is try to persuade me to quit. Thinning out my supply chain is his newest tactic. There is, actually, but it requires outside assistance. At this point, I've resorted to asking anyone that has a ship registered outside of the Volii system to bring me medical supplies. I pay them for the supplies, of course, but it's the only way I can sneak them past Bayou's people at the spaceport. Now, if there's anything else I can do for you, anything at all, you just let me know. That would be amazingly helpful. It's a relief to meet someone who gives a damn about anyone other than themselves for a change. Oh, and I'll pay you directly for the supplies, of course. It's the only way I can sneak them past Bayou's people at the spaceport. There's nothing else to be done about it. These people need my help. Anyway, I have a contact over at the clinic in the Narian system. Abby Edding? She's one of the nurses there. She'll get you started. Thank you so much for doing this. You have no idea how helpful it'll be for the poor folk that live in Ebside. Huh. Well, it's completely dependent upon how long the user's been addicted. People who have been using for, say, 2 years or less, I've been able to put through a full detoxification program successfully. But there are others who have been addicted pretty much all their adult lives. and I have yet to try and cure someone who hasn't relapsed. Aurora stimulates the neural circuits in the brain, specifically targeting the neurotransmitter serotonin in the prefrontal cortex. This causes significant sensory hallucinations, both auditory and visual. That's the enticement factor. As you can imagine, this state is highly addictive, and the user gets stuck in a vicious cycle. They need more Aurora to satisfy their cravings. Try not to get hurt out there.
Security's got its eyes on Saburo Okadipo. You guys trouble for the status quo. If you know what I mean. I know the type. Freewheeling space ace. Must be nice.
This is no place for tourists. Believe me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Bad part of town, buddy. I'm gonna do you a favor. Head back to Bayou Plaza before the disciples get you. A gang. Worst gang there is. They'll stab you for kicks, taking bets on how long you squeal before you bleed out. And that's not a hyper whatchamacallit. They seriously did that. Poor Ted. We gotta look out for each other, right? Us crate rats used to think the Ebbside strikers were awful, with all the muggings and shakedowns, but now that they're on the ropes, kinda wish they weren't just holed up in Madame Sauvage's. Streets are getting bad. Real bad. I mean, yeah, they'll rob you blind, but at least they let you live. They're bad news, but compared to disciples, positive angels. Sure. So, for being so helpful, chance for a donation. Come on, might be saving my life. What with the disciples and all. Have a heart. Hey, thanks. Look, I mean it. Go back to the plaza. Ain't nothing but shit and misery over here. Ebbside's a bad place for tourists these days. Area's gone to hell.
무슨 일 있어요?
Look, I ain't gonna stand around here all day, right? You want the stuff or not?
I'm still interested, but they're asking almost double the going rate.
What? You think this stuff falls from the sky?
Look, I've bought on the street before, and I've never paid this much.
Still cheaper than
Try
buying
velocity yet? It'll change your life.
And I'm walking away. You want this stuff or not?
You looking to get zoned? Yeah? Well, if I had a credit for every time I heard that line, I wouldn't be stuck working in this place. So, I'm guessing you're the rook that Delgado sent. Well, let me save both of us some time. Turn around, fly back to the key and tell the big boss that I'm in no mood to screw around. We'll make this deal when he starts taking me seriously. Come on, give me a break. You're not exactly a top dog over there at the key, now are you? Sending me a rook to handle a job this risky is a goddamn insult. Specifics, huh? Okay, fine. I spent the last 3 months setting up this job, burned 2 contacts and a hell of a lot of credits. The whole time, I'm also keeping Bayou off our backs. That idiot even catches a whiff of money and he latches onto you like a damn leech.
The few times I've dealt with Benjamin Bayou in the past have been rather unpleasant, to say the least.
Yep, just like a couple of Model A's. Program us, point us in the right direction, and watch us go. I don't have a ton of time to stand here and screw around, so I'm gonna make this as clear as possible. You want the conduction grid tech, then you're gonna have to download it from the power core of Generdyne's facility in the underbelly. Some fancy name the brain-trusted Generdyne calls the room where all the power from the conduction grid is stored. Cute, right? Hey, don't look at me. I didn't build the damn thing. All I know is that the tech inside the place is valuable. Beneath your feet, genius. It's the lowest level of Neon. Generdyne and Xenofresh are down there, along with some of the finest cuisine in the city. I'm talking about Generdyne's main power plant for Neon. All their cushy offices might be up in the trade tower, but the nuts and bolts of their operation are running beneath the city. Love the confidence. But before you pull the ripcord, I'm afraid I need to add a bit of a wrinkle. While you're inside Generdyne, I need you to plant a virus into their system. It's a simple side job that'll earn you some credits. I think you can handle it. The elevator doesn't exactly go to the top floor in that head of yours, does it? Everything in the Crimson Fleet is accomplished through a decent helping of give and take. As in, I'm not going to give you the information to get your precious data unless you take this virus and upload it like I asked. Well, well, look at you. You're smarter than I thought. Generdyne has all sorts of tasty, valuable snacks in their databanks, and I want access. Here, take this microdrive and access the computer in Brayson Bayou's office. It'll do the rest on its own. It might be wireless, but you aren't going to be able to use it from here, genius. Generdyne's got their place locked down tight. But, as usual, the weak link comes from the people that work there. I recommend you start with Ayumi Komiko, an upper-level exec at Generdyne. Get your hands on her security pass, and you'll have the run of the place. The catch is that Komiko's having a little fling with Benjamin Bayou. Anyway, you can find Komiko at Euphorica. Talk to the owner of the place, Micah. She'll point you in the right direction. As for dealing with Komiko herself, she's got an office in the trade tower if you're looking for something incriminating. The rest is up to you, Rook. When you're done, come meet me at the VIP booth in the Astral Lounge so we can celebrate. Pretty laid-back club over in Ebside. Owner's name is Micah. She's young, but sharp as a razor, and has gang muscle to back her up. The little Aurora Lounge she has tucked away in the building is the real gold mine. Said she modeled it after opium dens on old Earth. Bayou takes a cut of the profits, of course. The rumor says it's way less than he usually takes. No one knows why. Businesswoman. Tough as hull plating. She's the COO at Jennerdyne, and I can assure you she didn't get there with her winning smile. As for her relationships, well, that's a bit more complicated. Publicly, she's having a bit of a fling with Benjamin Bayou. But rumor has it that she's just using Bayou and having a little bit of fun on the side with Micah, the owner of Euphorica. If I were you, I wouldn't bother trying to appeal to her good nature. She's a manipulative person who uses people to get what she wants. Nepotism gets him the job at Jennerdyne as their chief technician, yet the guy doesn't know the first thing about electrical engineering. They obviously invented the position just to give the moron a salary. One of the many poorly kept secrets in Neon. Frankly, I think he's such a screw-up. Benjamin Bayou stuck his ass in that facility under the city to keep him out of the limelight. Not much to tell, really. Thanks to their nifty little conduction grid, they're able to provide power for the entirety of Neon. Damn thing was supposed to be some kind of miracle invention, turning lightning into usable electricity. Neat trick, right? Only catch is that you need a planet like Volii where lightning strikes often enough to make it feasible. Guess how many of those exist? Ding! If you said 0, you're absolutely correct. So Jennerdyne has been in dire financial straits for years. It's that hideous canopy over the center of the city that keeps the rich folks dry. Some folks around here call it the span. I think it's a massive eyesore, like some sort of a modern art piece gone haywire. You can't miss it. Just poke your head outside and look up. Loaning them credits? No, that's not how things work around here. The only reason they haven't folded is because they charge exorbitant fees for power. I'm talking 2 or 3 times what it costs in New Atlantis. Okay, now, on to round 2 of our little game. Guess who has a major stake in Jennerdyne and soaks up all that delicious profit? Oh, sorry. That's a good one, Rook. No, it's not Jennerdyne's shareholders. It's good old Benny Bayou. That son of a bitch has a finger in every single pie in this sorry excuse for a city. Jennerdyne's no different. All off the books, of course. How the hell do you think Brayson Bayou got the job down there? It wasn't because of his good looks or smarts, I can promise you that. Watch your step. Benjamin Bayou has eyes everywhere.
They don't have places like this in Aquila, that's for sure. So, what do you think?
Hey there!
Oh, the kick is
Hostel
coming.
Lounge,
Just
Euphorica,
it's
blah,
called
blah,
velocity.
blah. This place is very...
I don't know what you think you heard, but maybe you should get your hearing checked.
What did I tell you?
What are you looking at? This? This is Ebside Striker's turf.
Only the upstairs. Don't bother my customers.
Fine, upstairs. That's gang territory, got it? Yeah, back in the day, you would never... Ugh. Yeah, you used to be people were afraid of the Strikers. We had a name, got it? Now the Disciples got us penned up in this lousy bar.
Andrea!
Fine, fine, fine. This beautiful establishment. Do you have anything else, or are we done with this? Whatever this is. I mean, the Strikers will rob you blind, and if you back us in a corner, you're gonna bleed. But the Disciples? Pfft, total nutjob animals. They torture people for kicks. And the only people that kept them from getting out of control? Us. And now we're all but ruined. We were one of the big dogs. We could take what we wanted and no one gave us shit. And Briggs? Total class act. Not a psycho like the Disciples. Now look at us.
My job is to keep track of all the latest trends.
So you stroll in here and want to meet with Briggs? The nerve. Maybe you should meet with the business end of my shiv, huh, tourist?
No blood in my shop, Andrea. I'm this close to tossing the lot of you out on the street.
Fine, fine already. You're lucky. Only way you see Briggs is if you, want to join the Ebside Strikers. Huh! Well, ain't you gung-ho? This ought to be good. Sure, let's go meet the boss.
Hello.
That would make me your second, Madame Sauvage. I've never been quoted the rules at a bar either. You be careful, okay?
Yes? New customer. Bienvenue. Before you order, I have two simple rules you need to know. Oh, this is my place. That means everyone in here is under my protection. You don't mess with them, they don't mess with you. Good. If you're buying drinks, you better have cash. Madame Sauvage does not offer credit. Good? Ça c'est bon? Oh, well, thank you very much for the compliment. I'm told my family tree traces itself back to Europe, on Earth. Specifically the region known as France. A long and proud history, no? Finally, someone who listens and does what they're told. A rare commodity in Ebside. I like you already.
I can personally vouch for my colleague here and make sure that she behaves.
So, what can Madame Sauvage get you? Have you come to try velocity, perhaps? Or do you prefer something with a little less kick? Do you want information? Go read a book. You want a drink? Talk to Madame Sauvage. That's how things work in my place. It's nothing less than heaven in a glass. As though the universe itself was resting her lips on yours. My own personal creation. Of course, of course. Anything for my special new customer.
What if I just stormed into Benjamin Bay's office and demanded the job? You think he'd like that?
That?
Hey, if you hear about any entry-level job openings, let me know. I've been trying to find an office job, but all of them require like 5 years of experience. Well, I went to school for business, but it's not like I remember any of it. In my last interview, the recruiter asked me what I thought about Keynesian economics. I asked her, which planet is Kentia on again? And she just looked at me and cringed. I don't blame her. Keltcorp and Stroud, but I haven't heard back, and that's threatening to cut off the cred spigot. That's exactly why I haven't applied there. Way too much competition. To be honest, I don't really know what I want. I just know that if I don't find something soon, my parents won't just disown me. They'll have me stripped for parts. Trying to shake off the stink from my last interview. And Dominic always gives good advice. Let me know if you hear of any openings.
I wasn't doing anything.
Are you working toward that next technological leap? The Black Reunion industry. But here at Reliant Medical, we've got you covered.
And affordable. And with the crime rating only 16%, your safety is...
Now is the time to enhance your life.
You're wondering what that smell is.
Haven't met our... Are you supposed to be here?
Yeah, what? Is this important? I'm really busy right now. Let me save you some time. If you're here for a job, we're not hiring. If you're here about the conduction grid tour, we shut it down a year ago. See that big yellow thing that's draped over almost the entire city? That's the grid, or what the locals call the span. Besides looking like some sort of madman's modern art piece, well, like I said, it's shut down. Had to cut the entire... Look, I'm sorry if I'm blowing up at you, but I've got a ton of problems and no time to deal with them all. I'm afraid that things aren't going terribly well around here. I don't care if I'm allowed to or not. I'm happy to get this off my chest. The conduction grid went online almost 75 years ago. And since then, we haven't developed a single groundbreaking innovation. At this point, the money we're taking in as a power utility barely covers the waste that's going on in the research and development division. No, of course not. We still produce smaller power systems and backup generators, but nothing even close to the magnitude of the conduction grid. Genodyne needs to come out with something spectacular to put us back on the map. If not, we'll remain stagnant forever, or worse. My superiors seem to only be concerned about themselves. The problem is that Brayson Bayou, Administrator Bayou's brother, is currently heading up the R&D division. I swear to you, the man doesn't know the first thing about power systems or electromagnetic technology. Isn't it obvious? Administrator Bayou clearly leaned on Ms. Komiko to get his brother hired. It's nepotism in action. I can give you 117 reasons. Our employees. If Genodyne goes completely under, how many of them will lose their jobs? How many might get cut in a restructure? My position puts me in charge of the welfare of our personnel. I can't in good conscience allow that to happen to them. I actually need our CEO's approval for that. And so far, it's been denied. Look, I'm running out of options. No one above me seems to care what's going on, but I'm willing to take a chance. I have a full report on Brayson that I want to send to Administrator Bayou, but I don't know if he can be trusted. What do you think I should do? It describes my aggravation with how badly Brayson Bayou is running the Research and Development Division. I'm also including a list of all the failed experiments he's greenlit, and how much they've cost Genodyne as proof of his incompetence. I'm praying someone as financially successful as Administrator Bayou might be able to put aside his ego and look at this from a business perspective. You know what? You're absolutely right. I've heard Bayou's killed people for doing less. What the hell was I even thinking? Hey look, thanks for helping me out with this. It's been on my mind for a long time. If there's anything else you need, any questions at all, feel free to ask. That's an excellent question, and the answer for it is surprisingly simple. The conduction grid is only effective in lightning-rich environments. That's why Volii was chosen as its primary development site. Genodyne has always hoped to adapt the grid's absorption technology for other applications, but nothing public has ever been announced. Genodyne was founded in 2232 by the original designer of the conduction grid, Felicia Corbin. Working from her facility in Neon, it took her almost 25 years to get the conduction grid up and running. That was Genodyne's first and last major success. The span above the city is outfitted with a specially developed electromagnetic absorption system. When a lightning discharge hits the span, the energy is instantly distributed across the grid to prevent overload. The energy is then transferred through a series of polyphasic capacitors and rectifiers to ensure all of the negative and positive strikes are equalized. At this point, the energy is clean, and it gets stored in massive storage cells in Neon's underbelly, from which it's parceled out and used for power. As long as it doesn't get me into serious trouble, ask away. I've only been working here for a few years now, and she's been my boss the entire time. Well, the big boss is our CEO, Mr. Harada. But I've actually never met him. He lives somewhere in New Atlantis, I think. She's my boss. She's fine, I guess. Look, like I said, I don't want to get into serious trouble. She might be a bit tough on all of us, but being responsible for Neon's power grid is a very stressful position. Sometimes that stress trickles down. Sure, no problem. Hope to see you again soon. Sorry. As long as it doesn't get me into... Whoa. Okay, that's crossing the line. I can't discuss company matters like this. Not happening. Nobody wants that. That's what I'm hoping. I wish I could. But if anybody found out I told you... Hope to see you again soon. Genodyne Industries, well, as long as it doesn't get... Whoa. Okay, that's You don't know what you're talking... No, I can't. You're just annoying enough that this might work. Not happening. Look, I don't know why you're pushing me to talk about Miss Komiko's private affairs, but I don't think it's appropriate to ask me about this right now. It's nice to have visitors up here in it, as long as it doesn't get... Whoa. Okay, that's... Not happening. I hear you. Okay, listen. You didn't hear this from me, but I know she's up to something with Benjamin Bayou. He was in her office a few weeks ago, and they had some kind of shouting match. It got really heated until Bayou stormed out the door. I don't know what it was about, but I happen to know Miss Komiko keeps audio recordings of all her meetings in her safe. And before you ask, yes, I'll unlock it for you. Just don't tell anyone I helped, okay? Because I'm sick and tired of the corruption that's running through this city. People around here spend half their lives terrified about being backstabbed, and spend the rest of it planning on how they're going to screw over someone else. Something rotten is going on in this company, and one day, I hope to find out what it is. We're done talking about that. Sorry. It was great speaking with you.
Are you lost? If you want to talk, you'll have to schedule an appointment. Sorry, can't talk. I've got a deadline coming up.
Be careful if you run
me,
into
I
those
have
eclectic jerks. They fly around like they own the settled system. They like to use
What? I'm working here.
Ooh, I hope the data on there was worth all of the trouble.
I'm working here.
No time to chat.
You see those ads for show no mercy, leave no quarter.
Okay, let's settle this once and for all. Velocity or Chimera?
You kidding? Chimera, all day. Why do you think I'm here?
I don't know. Chimera's nice, but Velocity, that will get you hammered.
See, you just proved my point. Down your third velocity, and you're out cold. By the third Chimera, you're floating on frickin' Cloud 9. I don't know about you, but that's where I'd rather be.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Where the hell did Micah learn to mix a drink like that anyway?
Well, let's face it, some people are just gifted.
Into a knife rack. You like art? Then you should see the tag job on the robot at Neon Tactical. It's my best work. Are you in a gang? You sound like a middle-aged bank teller. Yeah, I'm in a gang. The Disciples. Maybe you've heard of them. Euphoric is home for people like us. And by people like us, I mean killers, thugs, and thieves. Now, I haven't killed anyone in a while, but that just means I'm due. Only when I have a knife in my hand. The rest of the time, I just paint. That Cyclops should be thanking me. I dressed up his toy real nice, gave him a total makeover. He's lucky that's all I did after what that thing did to my crew. We tried to rob his store and reload our crew. That's when his little toy unloaded on us. Lost some good disciples in that group. If anything, that freak should be paying me. I thought it was pretty clever. If I trashed it, it'd stink for a bit, but he'd get over it. So I took a can of spray paint and put my tag on it. Now, every time that Cyclops opens up that eye, he's gonna see my art on his buddy. Yeah, I
I do. And I'll make art out of your guts if you step out of line. And what makes you think I will? Except that's why we hit up his store in the first place. We need more firepower. You aren't playing around, are you? I felt my blood start to stir. And who the hell are you? The disciples aren't scared of anyone. So I suggest you tell that one-eyed freak to go cry somewhere else.
Can't talk. I've got a deadline coming up.
Okay, let's settle this once and for all. Velocity or Chimera?
It's gonna stay that way. You like art?
All day. Why do you think I'm
Then
here?
you should see the tag.
I don't know. Chimera's not.
Are you in a gang?
Velocity.
Yeah.
That can you have?
Euphoric is home from, and by
See, you just
people
proved
like.
my point.
Now I
Down
haven't
your third
killed it.
velocity, and you're out cold.
Only when I have
By
a
the
knife.
third Chimera, you're floating on frickin' cloud 9.
I dressed up his
I don't
toy.
know about you,
He's lucky,
where
that's
I'd
all.
rather be.
We tried to rob his
I guess
store.
you're right.
Lost some good
Where the
disciples.
hell did Micah learn to mix a drink
I thought it was
like
pretty
that
clever.
anyway?
So I do.
Let's face
Now
it, some
every
people
time
are
that.
just gifted.
Yeah, I do. And what makes you? And who the hell are you? So? You aren't playing around, are you? I felt my blood start to stir. Huh. You aren't bluffing, are you? All right, all right. The Cyclops is one thing, but I know better than to mess with you. Besides, that Model A shredded my gun arm. Can't aim straight, let alone paint. Here, you give this to that freak and tell him we're even. Yeah, beat it.
You tried anything, you're dead.
Excuse me, I don't suppose you're looking for a robotics expert, are you? I have a vested interest in getting out of Neon. I have a good deal of experience with machines, especially robots. I'm also an expert in the manufacture of certain chemical substances. But I guarantee I'll figure out whatever job you give me, even if I've never done it before. I've got a good head on my shoulders. You're a real lifesaver, boss. Thanks. There's just one thing to discuss before I won't let it interfere with my... Good to know I'll be traveling with a fellow intellectual. Scientific curiosity looks... Oh, and don't bother draining your... That depends. Hold on. I never said that was my final offer. sorry. I'm not trying to be a hard ass. I just can't go any lower. I'm not taking this job for money. I'll work for a dozen rusty credits as long as I'm able to continue my research. So much for common courtesy.
Those chimeras really pack a punch.
Welcome. Please, make yourself comfortable. I can offer you a drink, or perhaps you're here seeking access to our members' lounge, where you can enjoy your Aurora experience in peace. Customers choose our lounge because they desire a more relaxed and sedate journey as they experience the joy of Aurora. We have no blaring music, no crowds, no chaos. The mood here is specifically crafted to allow a full range of mindful self-exploration. No, no, not this again. You people should leave her alone. What do you want with her? Not that it's any of your business, but we're very close. We're in love. I refuse to let anything bad happen to her, no matter how much trouble she's gotten herself into. Yeah, sure. Tell me another one. You debt collectors are low-life assholes. She's broke, okay? Now get out of my club before I get really pissed off and have you thrown into the street.
No, really. I'd like to see you try.
The Crimson Fleet? Oh my, I'm sorry. I had no idea. I didn't mean anything by it, really. Sorry, well, I worry about her. Ayumi owes a lot of money around town. I'm trying to help her out, but, you know, I have a business to keep afloat. If you want to talk to her, you can find her in the members' lounge. Of course, access to the lounge is going to cost you, and I'm not changing my mind about that. Whatever you wish. Now sit back, relax, and unwind.
Can't wait to rank up and hit the big times.
If you're planning on using Aurora, may all your journeys be safe.
Yeah.
Love the vibe of this place.
Come in and let your cares melt away. Certainly. Excellent. Please let us know. Enjoy your stay.
Nothing beats getting zoned in the members lounge.
You good?
Hope the club's still hot by the time I get there.
Anything I can get to help you relax? Hello there. On behalf of Euphorica, I welcome you to our members' lounge. I'll be happy to provide whatever you need from our private bar to enhance your experience. Can I get you anything? Some Aurora, perhaps? Of course, no purchases are required. You're more than welcome to simply relax, absorb the energy, and center yourself. We also offer an assortment of beverages, so feel free to browse our selection anytime. Begging your pardon, I find that fraternizing with the customers can lead to problems. No offense intended. Thank you. Miss Komiko is a dangerous person who's involved herself in illicit activities and associates with known criminals. She's clearly using Micah for her own nefarious purposes. Nothing would make me feel more relieved than their relationship coming to an end. It doesn't take a genius to deduce that there's some sort of illegal activity going on involving Miss Komiko. They've met down here in the members' lounge on more than... I overheard them arguing about electrical components, delivery dates, and... They met about a year ago when Miss Komiko visited Euphorica to purchase some Aurora. At first, they seemed very happy together, but recently, Miss Komiko's become more abrasive, and the two have been a bit... Micah thinks they're in love, but I'm concerned that she's becoming a pawn in Miss Komiko's criminal activities. I can't bear to see Micah's heart be led astray. I trust one day she'll find a woman who will give her the love and respect that she deserves. Oh my goodness! I trust I haven't convinced you to kill her? That's not what I meant at all. All I want is for her to be out of Micah's life, presumably by getting as far away from Neon as possible. Everything we serve is guaranteed. Please, let me know if you'd like any Aurora.
Can't you see I'm busy, Estelle? What do you want? I've decided to accept your offer. Let's make sure this is absolutely clear. I don't want any screw-ups. I'll provide the shipment IDs, the equipment description, and schematics, and in return, I disable the freighter, transfer the goods, and then transport it the rest of the way for final sale. You got it. Too bad your friends back at the Key don't know you're cutting them out of the deal. I wonder what they'd say if they found out. Probably the same thing your boss in the big shiny tower would say if he knew you were funneling electrical components, right? Well, we don't have to worry about that because neither of them will ever find out, right? That's right, Toots. Let's just enjoy the credits and keep our big mouths shut, hmm? After all, it's just good business.
Micah knows how to make a drink.
I'm going to pretend you didn't just steal that.
If you wish to relax with some Aurora, I have plenty available.
Never met the boss. This is how we should have a boss.
Yeah. What do you want? Before you continue, let me save you some time. If you're having a problem with your POW or complain about your rates, you need to contact our customer service department. Anything else? You must be zoned out of your mind, because there's no way anyone sober would say something like that. The Crimson Fleet, huh? This is interesting. So tell me, what does Delgado need with my Pastor Generdyne? So, let me get this straight. You want me to sneak you into Generdyne so you can steal the only profitable piece of technology the company's come up with in decades. If you expect me to take a risk like that, then it's going to cost you some major credits. Do you have any idea what Benjamin Bayou would do to me if he found out we were even having this conversation? If I'm going to let you into Generdyne, I need a backup plan. Namely, money to get off-world, fast. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, you do. Short of taking it off my dead body, which would never happen thanks to my Syoga buddies here. You don't pay, you don't get the pass. How the hell did you find that? It was Estelle Vincent, wasn't it? That bitch. I knew I should have kept that somewhere else. Here, take this pass. It should get you through the storage room entry to the facility. I'm warning you though. Once you're inside, you're trespassing in a high-security zone. That means they shoot on sight. Good luck. You're going to need it. I suppose if I don't explain, a copy of that recording you found might end up on the next SSNN report. Okay, fair enough. A few years back, the previous CEO of Generdyne went missing. As the COO, I was next in line for the job. Instead, Bayou muscled his way into the company and gave me an ultimatum. Either back up his bullshit Mr. Harada identity, or I'm gone. I had no choice. But I decided right then and there, I was going to do whatever I could to take what was rightfully mine. If that meant seducing Bayou to tip him off balance, then so be it. Luckily for me, Mike has been incredibly understanding about the whole thing. What do you think happened? Bayou started sticking his nose into Generdyne's business, all but outright demanding a cut of the profits. In response, the CEO made a huge mistake by threatening to take his grievances to the FC. His shuttle never arrived. Need I say more? More than you can possibly imagine. Micah is the only person in this godforsaken city that's kept me from going completely under. She doesn't want money.
doesn't use me for influence or as a stepping stone to get ahead. She loves me for being me, and I love her for being the same. And when this stupid bullshit is over, and Bayou is 10 fathoms deep under Neon, we'll be there for each other. Forever. If you had to work with Grayson Bayou, you'd understand. The man is still a totally incompetent fool, and he's running our company into the ground. The worst part of it is that he's Administrator Bayou's brother, so I can't fire him. I can't reassign him. I can't even yell at him. It's like having a cut on your body, and you're helplessly watching yourself bleed to death. Except in our case, we're hemorrhaging money. What is this? A job interview? I'm the COO of the company, second to the top, right under our esteemed CEO, Mr. Harada, also known as Benjamin Bayou. So when you ask me what I do for Generdyne, the answer is nothing. The Bayous run the show, and I tread water. The salary helps, of course, but at the end of the day, I'm just a joke. Sitting in an office to make things look legitimate. Keeps them off the Freestar Collective's radar. They might actually step in if they discover that the same person controlling the city's regulations and bylaws benefits financially from them. If you haven't figured it out by now, Benjamin has a stranglehold on the city. You can't take a piss without him charging you after flush. Try and get in his way, and then he uses Neon security to beat you senseless, or the Sioga Syndicate to make you disappear. If you get caught in Generdyne, that's on you. Good luck.
Ready to relax? Q's journey was very personal. He went through a lot of pain before he found himself at my door. It wouldn't be proper for me to tell his story, but mention his geguli and you might make him feel more comfortable. Enjoy your drinks.
If you wish to relax with some Aurora, I have plenty of... Perhaps I wasn't clear the first time you asked, so allow me to clarify. I don't feel comfortable Micah's talking about a toy frog she gave me right after pulling me off the streets. Silly little thing was all I had to help me focus on sobriety. When you're born in Neon, you're either destined for the top or the bottom of the food chain. There's no middle. My family started out barely making ends meet. After my parents lost their lives, I ended up as a street rat. That's when the gangs preyed on me. I fell in with the Disciples, and they helped me keep 1 foot out of the grave. Barely. I actually was having the time of my life, if you can believe that. Almost too much fun. You see, all that violence, all the drugs and death, it takes its toll. I don't mean physically, I mean mentally. I was in a bad place. I don't know what Micah saw in me, but she pulled me out of the gang. She actually paid them cash to buy me out, if you can believe that. After she helped me sober up, I asked her why she bothered. She told me I reminded her of someone she lost. She never explained it beyond that. I've been here ever since. It's what the people of Neon have labeled the most destitute of our citizens. It's a miserable life filled with loneliness and desperation. Spending each waking moment fighting to survive an unforgiving city. To be a street rat is a curse I wouldn't wish upon even my worst enemy. It's quite simply a complete and utter absence of humanity. I apologize if I've dampened your mood. You must understand that speaking about these things brings back painful memories. Peace, solace, and serenity be with you.
plenty of space in the members' lounge today. I see you were able to get through to Q, and he trusted you enough to share his journey. You'd be the first. The first moment I saw Q, he reminded me of my big brother, Jun Seng. Like you, Jun fought long and hard to get where he wanted to be. In his case, a commander in the Freestar Collective military. Sadly, we lost Jun in the Colony Wars conflict. I suppose you could say that saving Q was my attempt at holding on to a memory from the past. Don't forget to ask Q to see our special menu. Here for a drink? A chimera, perhaps? You're always welcome here.
Care for some Aurora? I'm certain you'll find something to You're welcome to sit back, relax, and enjoy your time.
I like to spray. Sometimes with